Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and that is an M44, the Tier 6 American SPG, and we're on the south spawn of Cliff, and this SPG is being commanded by JohnnieP. Now I can see he's got a 4-leaf clover on his SPG, and he's got a mark of excellence as well, so I'm thinking that maybe he's going to get lucky on this replay. Let's see. Oh, he's got a Halloween emblem on the other side. Now, as many of you know, the M44 has a 155mm gun, but the great thing about it is it's got this swivel mount in the center, where the gun has got a very wide field of fire, so the vehicle doesn't actually have to move to hit many of the targets, because so long as the driver puts the tank in the right position, or puts the SPG in the right position, the vehicle doesn't have to turn that far. It's just the gun swivels in the mount, and that makes sure that the aim is still dialed in. Okay, he's got a Type 64 trying to climb the hill. Can he put a round into it? I hope so. Round out. Oh, splashes it for 240 hit points and stuns him. Now he'll be reloaded very shortly, so I think he will probably be able to get another round into it, or that T25 that's climbing the hill with it. Rounds out. Bit late there, I think. Yep. The thing about, you have to take into account the flight time of the shell, so when you're estimating exactly when to fire, you've got to leave enough lead time. Okay, it's got a 59-16. He's around the edge of that corner of that hill, putting shots into JohnnieP's team. He needs to discourage that and that Cromwell, because they could do a lot of damage. But he's going after that Panzer T25 on top of the hill, and he has just taken out a Chi Nu on JohnnieP's side. Rounds out. And he gets a lovely direct hit there, 158 hit points, 2 critical hits. He's going to go after the Type 64 now. Of course, they are spotting for the enemy team and the enemy Arty. Rounds out. Splash. 201, but it's taken out immediately afterwards. I think actually he picked up damage assistance there, because I think he may have tracked that Type 64 and he couldn't pull away, and the Type 64 was taken out by the KV-1 immediately afterwards. He's going for that Panzer T25 again, and he overshoots this time. I think that's RNG, because he was dialed in correctly, but he's got a whole gaggle of enemy here and they're all bunching together, so it might be able to pick up a Bombardiers, or no, they've all separated now. So he's going for that Churchill, and he wipes the Churchill out. 173 hit points. That's a good strike. The enemy is definitely trying to push to get round the corner. Now he's going for a KV-1 up top. I'm not sure they're the best targets at the moment, because they're not really participating in the battle that much. He overshoots on that 59-16, just misses him. The shell must have gone right past the rear of the tank. Yeah, I think he would be better off attacking the tanks that are in the pass, not the ones that are up on top of the hill, because they're not doing much. But he does get a hit there into that Steer Waffenträger. 550 hit points. Yeah, these are the targets I think he should be focusing on, because they're the ones going up against the T28. And he pick up lots of damage assistance on this, and stun assistance. He's going to dial in on T29, and he gets a good strike. 110 hit points. And he's picking up lots of stun assists now, so it's really worked out well for him. Of course, the stun assistance means that he's picking up extra XP simply because he stunned these tanks. And he takes out the KV-1, 10 hit points. Okay, now that enemy assault has been fended off, and there are 3 tanks ahead on his side. Okay, can't hit the targets there because they're obstructed. He can hit that KV-1, dialing in the aim. It's going after the T150. Rounds out. And he gets a good hit. 216 hit points, 3 critical hits. Now we can see where it's going because he is knocking some trees down. He's going after that IS. There's a Challenger up on top of the hill. Now he's fairly restricted in his movement, so if you can get him on this shelf, but the Challenger is killed by the IS before he can do anything. Now that M4 has gone to the edge, but now he's in the dip. It's a red line, so he can't hit him, but he can hit him now. Rounds out. No, I think he left that one a little late. It's a little further away, so he's got a longer lead time on the shot. Okay, 2 M4s together now. And that, the M4 he's aimed at the moment has just been tracked. Rounds out. Ah, splash. 122 hit points, but he got a solid stun, and he gets the stun assist. KV1. It's the same one he fired at earlier. He's using that rock for a shield, but he's rear on to us, so... And a solid hit there, 312. It's 172 hit points, and he gets the stun assist off the kill. Which means there's only 2 enemies left, the enemy Arty and that M4. And the M4 was last seen retreating to their own cap, and he's at the far end, up on top of the cliff. And he's backing away, but he's taken out by the other M4 on JohnnieP's team. And there's the M44. The enemy Arty has been spotted. Rounds out. And a direct hit. 280 hit points. Wipes him out one shot. That wins the game. And let's have a look at the other battle stats. And it's a first-class tanker for JohnnieP in the M44. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations, or module damage. And we can see he actually picked up 15 critical hits in total. He picked up a Confederate medal. He hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks that were subsequently destroyed by other members of his team. So we can see them listed there. Huge number. And he picked up the high caliber for getting the most damage done, at least 20% of the enemy hit points. If we look at the team scores, we can see he comes tops on damage with 2,207 hit points. He comes joint top with 3 kills, and he also comes top on base XP of 1,003 experience points. He fired 16 rounds, got 8 direct hits, 8 penetrations, 5 splash, did damage of 2,207 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He damaged 10 of the enemy, that's 2/3 of the enemy team were hit by him. He also got 3 kills. He did stun assistance damage of 623 hit points and caused 10 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 44,382 credits. And after ammunition resupply, he took away 36,302 credits. He earned XP of 1,505 experience points, and it was ×3 for first victory of the day, so he took away a massive great 4,515 experience points in total. So well done, JohnnieP. A lovely set of medals you got there. Confederate and High Calibre are always welcome. It shows that the Arty has been doing a lot of work, working hard to support his team by reaching out and touching as many of the enemy as you can. If you enjoyed this replay, please do give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully I'll be seeing you in the next replay.